Hi, and welcome back to Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel, and we're here at Metro East Community Media in Gresham, Oregon. Tonight with us, we have somebody from the Gresham Barlow Education Foundation. I'm very happy to introduce you to Jay Echternach. Welcome, Jay.
Thanks,
nice
Monica.
to have you here.
Appreciate it.
So the Gresham Barlow Education Foundation is very active in this community. Tell me a little bit, if you would, about what the purpose is of the foundation itself.
I would love to, but I'd like to just back up a second and say how excited I was to see about the Center for the Arts and Music Mondays and the Pangea project. I just feel a little guilty being here. What great organizations. Thanks for the opportunity.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Yours is a very important,
Yes.
mission that you have, you know, what you're trying to do. So maybe tell our viewers what that is.
Sure. The foundation has been around since 1994. Our goal is to raise funds and offer opportunities for increased academic opportunities in the school district. It's no surprise to any of your viewers that the school districts and the state budget finances are in a very difficult time, dating way back. So anything we can do to raise funds, provide opportunities, increase the academic levels in the schools, that's what our goal is, and that's what we love doing. A
very noble goal.
Yes.
Now, when you say increased academic opportunities, what kind of things are you talking about?
Our primary emphasis this year is on literacy and technology. So I was part of the committee last year that funded over 22 grants, over $25,000 for things like reading materials, core curriculum. We funded a whole library project.
Wow.
We actually bought band instruments at a high school.
Really?
And certainly with increased class sizes and teachers being taxed out, anything technologically oriented that can facilitate learning, like smart boards, computers, and software programs to facilitate learning in the schools, is a high priority, and that's what our focus has been.
That's terrific. So how do you go about getting the money to fund all these grants? Is this all through fundraisers?
Getting on shows like yours and begging and pleading for money. No, I'm sorry.
Give money.
We seek donations from the community. We're actively involved with the local community and the businesses. Most of our 16 board members are somehow linked with a business and an organization in the Gresham area that has an affinity with schools, with kids in schools, teachers, or projects. But anywhere from just purely asking for money, which we're blessed to get all the time, to hosting 3 main events, a golf tournament, Bagels and Books that we're going to talk about today, and our phone-a-thon that generates. The phone-a-thon just completed 60 days ago, and we raised over $60,000 for curriculum in the school districts.
That's great.
It was fabulous.
Did you have a goal, and did you meet that?
Yes, exactly. It's a lofty goal. We're just calling people left and right, just begging for money, and it's amazing how the community responds. This is a fabulous place to live in Gresham.
It is. It's a wonderful community.
People care about schools, and everyone is hurting. People are out of work, but when you ask for kids, the community usually responds, and it's been just wonderful.
Well, you know, the kids are the future. Everybody knows that, and
yes.
And for us not to support that, I mean, it just is. It's not reasonable. It's just not reasonable. Besides, it's, you know, it's.
Yeah.
You want the best for the kids. You want them to grow up with a good future. But if we do take away all the things that they need to have a successful future, it's cutting off, you know, what do you say, cutting off the nose to spite the face kind of thing, because that's.
Yeah.
Will affect us all. So,
and it's not just the educational opportunities and the curriculum and the books and the software. We recently started a clothes closet where we're focused on middle school through high school kids that don't even have the bare necessities of a winter coat, a dress for prom, or any of those things. So the gals that have been running that have just been doing a tremendous job, and to see those kids show up that don't have those things that your and my kids sort of take for granted really touches your heart and makes you know that you're fulfilling your calling.
So how do I wasn't familiar with the clothes closet. How do people donate to that or help out with that?
Quite honestly, the call went out, and we've got far more donations than we have kids showing up. We're just trying to make the community and the kids aware that the closet is there.
Okay, so if kids want to get clothes, if they need something for a prom or just go to school or whatever, how do they go about benefiting from that?
Call the foundation office, which I'm sure you'll put on the screen shortly. I have to apologize. I don't know the hours of that it's occupied that people can come in.
That's okay. They can call for the information and find
Yes,
out.
exactly. My garage was a halfway house for the clothes, and I think we had 200 bags of clothing that had been donated.
How terrific!
It was fabulous.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So one of the big events is Bagels and Books.
Yes.
So that is taking place
May 24th.
May 24th.
7 to 8:30 in the morning over at Grace Community Church. We are just absolutely delighted to have a New York Times best-selling author and Portland native, Jean Auel. Her last and latest bestseller just released in March. I think it's Painted Caves. I know it's the Earth Children series. I've read the 5 previous ones. I apologize. I can't remember her newest book.
The Clan of the Cave Bear
is the newest book.
That's the original.
The original book, yes. Which was made into a best-selling movie and really launched the series. She sold over 45 million books.
I remember getting that book and then wanting so badly to read the next one and the next one, and I did.
Yeah. I'm actually in the publishing business, and she is very unique. She's a spry 75-year-old who researches like the Dickens. I mean, prehistoric 15,000, 18,000 years ago, and she's an expert on this. As a matter of fact, has searched and been in Europe, going through these caves and locations where the story is set. And she is just a phenomenal storyteller. Her main character, Ayala, is a young gal who breaks the mold of Cro-Magnon Neanderthal times, very active, very
great heroine.
A very great heroine. So the story is just phenomenal, and this epic novel just brings to culmination the series. Wonderful. So last year we had Philip Margolin. So for a district like ours to get 2 New York Times best-selling authors.
And both Oregon residents.
Both Oregon residents, and a very nice, relaxed setting. We do a lot of bookstore events for our authors at Walmart and Barnes & Noble and Borders, and the authors are somewhat accessible, nice in a chat. She's going to be sitting there for over 45, 50 minutes reading bits and pieces of her story, very accessible to questions. A light breakfast is going to be served. We had close to 200 people at the event last year, and we're hoping to pack out the house this year.
Good. I went to the event last year.
Oh,
yes,
nice.
I was there. I had read Philip Margolin books and loved his books, and I was thrilled to be able to go to that, and I loved it. It was really fun. I didn't have a car then. I had to take like 3 buses to get out here. It took me almost 2 hours to get out here because I live in Portland, and it was worth it. Totally worth it. And I have a car this year, so it'll be easier.
Yeah, it's going to be.
And I plan on going again.
We'll look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, but it was really fun. I mean, the authors were right there. Philip Margolin gave a wonderful talk.
Yes.
And had some books for sale if you wanted to buy them. And, want them autographed, you could have that too, and answer questions. And I found it fascinating. And I'm looking forward to this one because Jean Auel will be super. I mean, I've read a lot of her books too. But I haven't read her latest one, so I might have to pick it up then. Yeah,
I talked to her husband and said I'd love for her to talk about the background of the story, how she writes, how she gets her character development, a little bit of an inside peek into the storytelling for a New York Times best-selling author that we don't usually get to hear and see.
You can't read that on the jacket cover.
That's nowhere. So I think that'll be really insightful.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So to go to this event, how do people, if they want to attend, you're going to have to sign up in advance?
You can certainly call the foundation office. Again, I'm sure the website and the number is going to come up later, but the capacity of the church is such that if people just want to stop by at 7 o'clock, there's no pre-tickets sold. It's a free event. The breakfast is provided by the foundation. We have great local businesses that are sponsoring the breakfast. So it's just come on out, enjoy her, come listen to a world-class author, and meet some of the people within the district that make it happen for the students.
Wonderful. So people can come. It's free. You don't have to pay anything for it. But if you enjoy the talk, if you enjoy your meal, please feel free to donate to the Gresham Barlow Education Foundation.
Yes, thank you so much for the ask, Monica. That's great. I didn't even have to do it. I appreciate
really,
that.
It's such an important thing, and people need to be supportive of that, really.
Yeah, Dr. A, who's the past president of Mount Hood Community College, is always our knuckle grabber at the end to move the hearts and souls of the pocketbook to get people to donate.
Good,
so
good.
I'm hoping he'll still be there for this one as well, so I don't have to be the heavy.
Well, tell me, as long as I have you here, Jay, tell me a little bit about the golf tournament. When does that take place? Is that in
It's usually in September, right when school gets back. We have a great partnership with Persimmon Country Club.
Beautiful golf course, beautiful country club.
Yeah, it's spectacular. So I'm not sure the exact date. We haven't set that specifically, but in years past, we've raised $10,000 to $15,000 in that and gotten multiple business to sponsor events. And in the state of Oregon, September's some of the most beautiful months that we have for playing golf. So
it's one of the best months for golfing.
It's just a great afternoon, great fun, raise money for the kids, and
you don't have to be a great golfer to anybody can participate. Is that right?
Well, I'll tell you, my partners aren't that great, so we'll take one, take all.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. I haven't golfed in a long time, but I think that sounds like
we would love to have you there.
I'll think about that one. I'll think about that, but I know I'll come to the Bagels and Books.
There you go.
So anything else that we should know about the Gresham Barlow Education Foundation?
The board of 16 people are always looking for avenues and opportunities to raise funds and network. The school district is obviously taxed out doing what they do, educate the kids. So anything we can do to align ourselves with foundations, grants, any place else where there are pockets of money where people feel deeply and strongly about education, we'd love to be networked in those areas.
Okay.
There's a lot of affinity groups that care about public education and have money available. They just don't know the need.
Right.
And the need is endless. I think our grant applications last year were well over $250,000, and we were only able to fund close to $25,000 of that. And in the process, we're also trying to build an endowment nest egg so it starts to self-fulfill itself and hopefully get ourselves up in the $1 million range so the fund starts to throw off money regardless of our fundraising efforts.
So the people that are on the board who are doing all this work in the background, all different backgrounds, people from all different fields?
I am constantly amazed. I mean, we live in the plant-growing nursery capital of America. We've got nursery people, we've got car dealership owners, we've got attorneys, accountants.
You're in the publishing business?
I'm in the publishing business. We've got just multiple myriads, mortgage bankers, good friends of mine that just give of their time daily, weekly to make it happen, not just attend a board meeting, but facilitate the community, talk through with our constituents what the needs are and generate that interest day in, day out.
Well, it sounds like a very dedicated group of people, and thank you for being part of that, because that's a really important mission.
I appreciate it.
Well, we're just about out of time, Jay, so I thank you very much for being here to share with us everything, all the good work that the Gresham Barlow Education Foundation is doing. And I know that there are people out there that maybe have never heard of Bagels and Books that are going to want to come, because it really is a wonderful event, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
It's spectacular. As it's titled Bagels and Books, I'd be remiss in saying the folks at Jazzy Bagels and the school district and Starbucks are some of our greatest sponsors and will be involved in this event as well. Good, good. Looking forward to it. Well, thank you very much. Thanks, and if people are interested in commenting and want to, get in on the conversation about the Gresham Barlow Education Fund, they can go to our blog site. We have a community hotline blog site, so you'll want to check it out too. And don't forget, we're also on Facebook, so like us there. Thanks very much for joining us tonight in this segment of Community Hotline. It's always good to be here, and we'll see you next week. Good night.